What can Boruto and Black Clover learn from the success of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War? Studio Period made the bold decision to switch to a seasonal format, and the results speak for themselves. So let's talk about it. So why was the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War seasonal shift so significant? According to the current president of Studio Period, in a recent interview, said Demon Slayer was a major turning point for the anime industry. It was a high quality work that took a lot of time and a generous budget to make, and it was a big hit when it aired, attracting people from a wide ranges of age group. I watched it before and after, and I really felt that we need to change the way we create things. Furthermore, other studios were releasing high quality work on a similar scale, and Japan has an environment where it can be watched on commercial television. I think it's definitely wonderful to create one work for a long time like Studio Period has done until now. At the same time, big budget and big runtime cost comes with big risk. However, I wonder if I can compete with works that are made using this new method, using the same method as before. It would probably bring the brand down. With this in mind, the entire company worked together to create a new anime when creating Bleach 1000-Year Blood War in this new form. And we can all agree that this shift was the best decision. I think if Boruto and Black Clover follow in Bleach 1000-Year Blood War footsteps, they're going to achieve greater success. Some common issues between Black Clover, Boruto, and the Bleach original series. A lot of fans don't usually realize how many issues Black Clover, Boruto, and the original Bleach anime actually have in common. One shared problem is the filler episodes. These are episodes that don't advance the plot in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes they are fun or mildly entertaining, but let's be real, a lot of the time they're just poorly written and doesn't make any sense towards the story. For Black Clover, this became a real issue after the anime got too close to the manga, and instead of moving forward with the story, it filled in time with side stories that aren't actually necessary. This slowed the pacing of the show, and sometimes, depending on the quality of the story in that filler episodes, it made it hard to watch. Boruto faced an even tougher version of this problem since the Boruto manga is monthly while the anime was airing weekly. They constantly had to put filler arcs just to avoid taking over the source material, and as a Boruto fan, there were some dreadful filler arcs, like unwatchable to me. In fact, based on several articles and reports, both Boruto and Black Clover went on hiatus for the same reason. They got too close to the manga, and the studio didn't want to risk degrading the quality of the work further with more filler. And combined with the growing negativity from fans online, the production community likely realized that taking a break will be a smarter option and it will benefit the series in the long run. Now let's talk about the animation quality, because this is another issue between all of them. While Boruto, Black Clover, and Bleach gave us some of the most visually amazing episodes, like Bleach episode 272, Boruto episode 189, and Black Clover episode 186, then the next episode looks completely different. A big reason for this inconsistency is the demanding of a weekly schedule. Studios are often forced to outsource episodes to external teams just to keep up in deadline, which results in a lack of consistency in both animation quality and art style. It's nearly impossible to maintain high production value when animators don't have enough time to plan, storyboard, and ensure that each episode is being polished to the best of their quality. This is exactly why the weekly format has become outdated for modern anime, especially as fans begin to expect the same visual standard seen in shows like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and even Solo Leveling. How can Black Clover and Boruto benefit from the seasonal format? Now, a seasonal production means that instead of giving an episode every week, the anime will release chunks of episodes. This will likely give the animators time to perfect the animation, refine the storyboard, and ensure the story is delivered in the best possible way, because they have more time to work and brainstorm together. Now, the biggest advantage of switching to a seasonal format for both Boruto and Black Clover is that it will finally allow the animators and producers to breathe. Instead of rushing weekly episodes or padding the story with fillers, the studio can focus on adapting the manga with better pacing, better storytelling, and a significantly higher animation quality. The weekly production schedule are often forced teams to cut corner, which leads to inconsistency, but with a seasonal approach, you'll have time and space to bring out the full potential of each arc while adding significant filler episodes I don't want to use the word filler because before we use it as a bad thing, but filler with good content is much appreciated. We already saw how well the Black Clover team performed in the movie when given proper timing. The animation was sharper, the fights were cleaner, and the storytelling was much better. Boruto Kara arc, which was in production during COVID when the anime was placed on hiatus, and we can see how much that break in production improved the storyline because it did give some time to the animators to animate these big episodes properly. So Black Clover and Boruto could definitely benefit from switching to a seasonal format just like Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. We've seen how Bleach seasonal format changed the Bleach anime, and now I think it's time for both Boruto and Black Clover to follow. So let me know, what do you think? Do you want to see Boruto and Black Clover switching to this seasonal format? And what changes do you think they could make in order to compete with the top tier animes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification for more anime content. I'll see you in the next one. My name is Jay. Peace!